Caught us some dinner. Let's go. I'm sure everyone's starving by now.
Okay.
Dinner is served.
Come on, everyone. Let's eat. Okay. Okay. Yes. So good. Smells so good. It's Ricky-chan! Yay!
What happened to eating?
Come on, let's play. Ricky-chan. Come on.
Please, please, please.
Aniki.
What's wrong? Something going on?
It's the boss. He's been shot.
Yes, of course. Just a moment. Chairman, it's for you.
Who is it?
They said you'd understand if I mentioned the deal.
This is Dojima. Yes, we've discussed this before. I told you I'm not interested. That's right. Let me reiterate. The Tojo clan wants no part in this. I've already given you an answer. Add as many zeros as you want. I'm not going to budge. Goodbye.
Chairman. May I presume that the phone call just now was about the Okinawa deal? Are you certain we can refuse it?
Meaning?
Respectfully, sir. At the moment, Hakuho payouts are the only thing keeping the Tojo clan afloat. And this Okinawa business, if we accept, it would mean an immediate windfall. Enough to last us through the next decade. A cursory estimate puts our returns at 100 billion yen, and that's the low end. Not only that, if we did him a good turn now, he might prove a vital government ally in
Enough! I don't need reminding. But nothing changes. No one's taking that land.
Because of the fourth chairman, sir?
After all he's done for the Tojo clan, it wouldn't be right stealing the one place he belongs. Driver.
Yes, sir.
Take us back to HQ.
Sir, what about the banquet later this evening?
Cancel it. First things first. I don't want anybody trying to push this deal through behind my back. I need everyone on the same page.
Welcome back, sir!
Chairman,
What is it?
you have a visitor? They arrived a little while ago.
Who?
Well...
What?
It's true, sir. I didn't believe it myself, but there's no mistaking him.
And where is he?
Already in your office, waiting for you.
Got it. Kazuma-san. But you were dead.
Sorry for the surprise.
What's this?
Something the chairman very much needs right now.
A deed? To the land in Okinawa? But that property belongs to the 4th chairman.
I'm aware. You wouldn't allow yourself to take the land from Kazuma Kiryu. Which is why we stepped in on your behalf and secured the deed ourselves.
But why do this?
We're not in a position to let the Tojo clan walk from this deal. The land acquisition must go through.
You don't understand. I've already made my decision. I don't want anything to do with this.
You may want to reconsider, Chairman. With 30,000 members to support, can you really afford to refuse?
Maybe not. But tell me, Kazuma-san, what if I do?
You'd be making a very big mistake.
Sir,
Where's Nakahara?
he's in the operating room.
And? Is he okay? How's it looking? Damn it!
Saki-chan, I'm so sorry.
Saki. Hey, are you all right? Do we have any idea who did it?
Nope. He and the little lady were alone when it went down. Guy came in, shot him right in the stomach. A lot of hits.
Another family out for revenge?
No. I think it's got to do with the land deal. The deed to the property, it's gone missing from the office.
What?
It's gotta be those Tamashiro assholes. They've been gunning for us non-stop, ever since last year.
I don't think so. The guy doesn't look like one of theirs.
What is it, Saki?
I've never seen him before.
I don't believe it. This man shot him?
Wait, Uncle Kaz, that's...
Aniki, this guy. You know him, don't you?
Yeah. He's the man who raised me. Kazuma-san. Who died in my arms.
So, you're off then?
We are.
Right. Well, I'm glad I caught you before you're gone.
In December of 2005, I lost someone very precious to me. But now that I look back on that one day, 11 years ago, perhaps our fates had been sealed from the very start. Back when I was still a part of the Tojo clan's Dojima family, there were only 3 people in the world I would call my family. One was my best friend from the orphanage where we grew up, Akira Nishikiyama. Another was the man who took me in and raised me like his own son, Shintaro Kazuma. And the last was the childhood friend I'd always loved, Yumi Sawamura. After having lost my parents at a young age, those 3 were the closest thing to a family I ever had. Until... One day, right before my eyes, was the lifeless body of the Dojima family patriarch. He had tried to force himself on Yumi, and paid the price with his life.
おい、しっかりしろ。錦、弓を連れて逃げろ。
でも、お前は。
行け、錦。弓を頼む。行け！
I couldn't bear to lose either of them. So I did what I had to do.
食事、始め!
I got 10 years. While I did my time, I got word of my expulsion, and I found out that Yumi had disappeared. I was branded for patricide. When the Tojo clan cut me off, I felt like a kite without a string. Even so, there was someone on the outside who still remembered me.
Oyasa.
The man I considered my father. When I made parole, I set out to find him, to reunite with him, and to learn about everything that happened during the 10 years I spent in prison. I finally returned to Kamurocho. A lot had changed about the city.
直系組長の皆さんがいるこの場で3代目に伺います。東都銀行の貸金庫にあった組の金100億盗まれたってのは本当ですか？
My former friend had become an entirely different man. And every thug in town was on the trail of the missing 10 billion yen. A war of succession took root in the Tojo clan. And I found myself caught up right in the middle of it. I placed my trust in Kazuma-san and went looking for Yumi. Somehow she was connected to everything. But I didn't find her. I found a little girl all alone. Her name was Haruka. At the time, she was only 9 years old. Yet this brave little girl had come to the city all...
お前、どうするんだこれから。
私にはお母さんとユミお姉ちゃんだけだから。
ユミ?
This girl, in search of her mother, knew Yumi, who I sought out. Rather than coincidence, perhaps it was fate that brought Haruka and I together in our search. However...
わしらが追っとんのはそこのお嬢さんですわ。
Before we realized what was happening, the clan started chasing after Haruka, believing she was the key to the 10 billion yen. Every day saw a new threat. I followed Yumi in the 10 billion's trail, while protecting Haruka the best I could. Along the way, in all of the chaos, I ended up crossing paths with a police detective. Makoto Date, formerly a Division 1 cop. He had interrogated me after I took the fall for my brother, and his life fell to pieces afterward. To put his career back on track, he asked me to cooperate with his investigation.
桐生、俺は今3代目の世良の殺しを追ってる。手風。
The former YAKUZA partnered with a cop on the same case. It made for an odd sight, to say the least. But as time passed, we grew closer and became fast friends. But then...
桐生一馬、誘拐の現行犯として逮捕する。
Sudo, the chief of Division 1, closed in on us.
だってさ。
ああ、遅くなって悪かったな。
あんた、こんなことしたら。
逃げるぞ、桐生。
And although Date-san belonged to the police force, he ultimately chose Haruka and me over his own career. The closer we got to the truth, the more people stood in our way, hindering our investigation. A direct Tojo clan patriarch after the 10 billion, Futoshi Shimano.
やっと会えたな、桐生。
As well as the man who was acting captain of the Shimano family, Goro Majima.
よう、桐生ちゃん、探したで。
Every fight against these hardened Yakuza veterans was even more fierce than the last. Even Sohei Dojima's widow, Yayoi, confronted me over the loss of her husband after his murder. And the words she spoke to me that day weighed heavy on my heart. But through it all, some were steadfast in their support. Kazuki, the owner of Stardust, the host club. Yuya, a host who works there. Terada from the Omi Alliance. The people Kazuma-san led me to gave me the courage to press on. But there was one man in particular who would end up bringing Haruka and me closer to the truth.
Kiryu Kazuma. 出所早々派手にやってるみてえだな。
They called him the Florist of Sai. A legendary information dealer who worked in Kamurocho's underground.
出るぞ、桐生。セレナの映像だ。
His intelligence revealed that there was a mastermind controlling everything from the shadows.
花屋によるとこいつは政府の地下組織のものじゃないかってことでな。その線で調べてたら出てきたんだ。内閣府の地下組織 MIA ってのがな。
The Tojo clan's missing 10 billion turned out to be the work of a single politician. His name was Kyohei Jingu. He had embezzled the missing 10 billion yen through the Tojo clan's reserves. And he would go on to use it as a source of income for years on end. To prevent Kyohei Jingu from gaining too much influence in the Tojo clan, the 10 billion yen was stolen yet again. And the people behind it?
Kazuma, 金を盗んだのはユミと俺とセラなんだ。
We had finally uncovered the truth behind the money. However...
Haruka! Oyasa!
Kazuma-san risked his own life to protect Haruka from Shimano. As he lay dying, he revealed the final piece of the puzzle.
許してくれ、カズマ。お前の親殺したのは俺なんだ。
いいんだ。いいんだ、おやさん。俺にとっちゃ、おやさんが本当の親父でした。
He confessed his long-held secret regarding my past. And then... took his last breath. After finally learning the truth, Haruka and I picked up the money's trail and made our way out to the Millennium Tower. There, we found Yumi waiting for us. It turned out, the mother Haruka had been searching for was Yumi all along. Though it was a joyful reunion, the happiness only lasted a moment before it all fell apart.
なんだ?
Kyohei Jingu had returned, determined to take back his 10 billion yen. He planned to cut ties with the Tojo clan, join hands with the Omi Alliance from Kansai, and ultimately unite Japan's political and criminal worlds under his control. He sprung a trap on one of Kazuma-san's allies, Terada, the Omi chief of HQ, then bared his fangs at us. However...
何? Yumi?
もうこれであなたは私を撃てない。これが爆発すれば店の中にある100億も一緒に消えてなくなる。
Because of Yumi's courage risking her own life, and the ideals Kazuma-san passed down to me.
俺は東上界4代目桐生一馬だ。
We were able to take down Jingu once and for all. But right when we thought everything was finally over, who should walk in but him?
終わったか。これでようやく落ち着けるな。錦。
Over the course of a decade, the two of us had both changed. fighting was the only answer we had left. So, we fought. In the end, I watched my best friend give up his own life to save me and Haruka. Kazuma-san, Yumi, and Nishikiyama. I'd lost my entire family, as well as my hope for the future.
ふざけるな。お前の戦いはまだ終わってねえはずだ。かけがえのねえものを守り続けろ。逃げるんじゃねえ。
The only way I managed to escape that despair was thanks to Date-san and Haruka. As for the succession of the Tojo clan, I entrusted it to Terada to uphold Kazuma-san's ideals and said farewell to the Tojo clan. With my past behind me, I started a new life with Haruka. December 2005. After the incident with the 10 billion yen, I started a new chapter of my life. Having left the Tojo clan, I spent my days with Haruka in peace and quiet. We had our ups and downs, but we did our best to support each other. I couldn't take losing any more loved ones. Unfortunately, I couldn't give her the peaceful life we both wanted, because when we visited the graves of our loved ones, the next chapter in our struggle began.
実は近江連合の合田会長と杯を交わそうと思っております。杯?
After I stepped down, I appointed Terada as the Tojo clan's 5th chairman. To avoid a war with the largest Yakuza group in Western Japan, the Omi Alliance. Terada was considering a truce and sought out my advice. Though, he never got the chance to broker peace. Terada was shot. as he struggled to remain conscious. With his last breath, he asked me to carry out the truce with the Omi Alliance in his place. The Tojo clan had grown weak, but Terada had been a beacon of hope. His loss could prove fatal for the organization. I was left with no choice but to return to Kamurocho. And to protect the Tojo clan, there was someone I had to meet with. He was a young man, and an active member of my former organization, the Dojima family, as well as the only son of its patriarch, Sohei Dojima. His name was Daigo Dojima.
登場会に戻ってくれ。お前が必要だ。
If negotiations with the Omi went sideways, I knew for a fact that I'd be a dead man. So I thought, if anything were to happen to me, the only one I'd trust to run the Tojo clan would be none other than Daigo.
1年前組をめちゃくちゃにしたのはあんただろうが。
そうだ。だから俺はその責任を取りに来た。
But
登場会を頼む。
ダメだ。俺も行く。
何？
俺はな、関西に借りがあるんだよ。
大悟。
何を言おうが無駄だ。たとえあんたが行かなくても、俺は行くぜ。
And with that, Daigo and I left for Osaka to negotiate a truce between the Tojo clan and the Omi. Sotenbori, Osaka. We were set to meet with the Omi Alliance chairman, Jin Goda. Then, in Osaka's red light district, by a twist of fate, I encountered him.
おい、女子の数が少ないやないけ。支配人はどこにおるんや。
ちょっと目合わせたらあかん。この辺で有名な薬剤師なんやって。
A man named Ryuji Goda, second chairman of the Goryu clan, a branch of the Omi Alliance, also known as the Dragon of Kansai.
極道の世界で竜と呼ばれる男は一匹でええんですわ。あんたもそう思いますやろ。
まあな。
これも何かの縁や。ついでにもっとええ話教えさせてもらいますわ。今夜の12時ちょうどカムロ町に派手な花火がドカンと一発打ち上がるんですわ。
花火。
Just as Ryuji said, that night, the Kazuma family office in Kamurocho had been bombed.
これが花火。
By then, it was clear. Ryuji Goda wanted war. But his father was different. Jin Goda approved of the truce between Tojo and Omi. But in doing so, he painted a target on his back.
龍二、近江と東条が五分の杯やと。8に91の間違いとちゃうんか。
お前何しに来た？お前は執行部の人間やない。
やれ。
何をする？
お前の狙いはやはり戦争なのか。
そうや。西と東の大戦争。それこそがわしの狙いや。それともう一つ。
俺か。
Ryuji Goda was after two things: First, to control all of Japan through the Goryu clan. And second, to fight and ultimately defeat me. The Dragon of Dojima. He was relentless on his warpath against the Tojo clan, and went as far as to mutiny and kidnap his own father to stop the truce. Daigo and I worked together to rescue Chairman Goda, and to take down Ryuji. On the way there, I encountered an unexpected roadblock. And that was how I met Kaoru Sayama, the Yakuza huntress. The Omi Alliance's internal conflict in Osaka, the bombing in Kamurocho. Though two seemingly separate and distinct events, one detective was determined to uncover the missing link.
あれからもう20年以上経つのか。
They called him Killer Kawara for leaning on his gun during investigations. A dangerous man. And age had only made his wits sharper. He and his former partner, Date-san, were tasked with investigating an underground organization. And their target was none other than the owner of the Stardust Host Club, Kazuki. At the time, I was still in Osaka. My hands forced, I cooperated with Sayama in her investigation. She took advantage of her authority as a police officer and kept me in custody while having me contact members of the Omi Alliance. She wanted information about the power struggle within the organization. But I soon found out. Sayama had an ulterior motive for approaching me.
何でも言うてるやんか。あんたの両親とヤクザは関係ないって。
だったら教えてよ。私の本当の親は誰なの？はあ、もうこの話はええわ。とにかく私はあの桐生一馬を追いかける。
なんでや？
あの男が東上界の人間だからよ。
東上界？
彼の身辺保護をすれば東上界に近づける。そうすれば過去に何があったか調べることができるわ。
Her true intentions were to get answers to the questions she had regarding her past. Who were her birth parents? And why did she have to lose them? Why were they killed? She suspected that the Tojo clan were somehow involved. And in order to seek out the truth, she used me.
お前の気持ち、わからないでもない。
え？
俺にも隠された過去があったんだ。
隠された過去？
ああ。だが俺はそれを知ってしまったことで苦しかった。知らない方が良かったとさえ思った。もしかしたら人間には知らなくてもいい過去があるんじゃないのか。
それは自分の過去を知っている人間のセリフよ。
そうかもしれないな。
I knew how painful it is to lose your parents, and how hard it can be growing up an orphan. Maybe that was why I couldn't leave her well alone. I was drawn to her.
正直怖いわ、過去を知るのって。でもいいの、それが私が選んだ道だから。
そうか、なら俺を利用すればいい。俺に張り付いて登場界を探れ。
もしあなたが関係してたら。
そん時は迷わず俺に向かって引き金を引けばいい。あんたはその相手を許すつもりはないんだろう。
そうね、そうするわ。
So, there we were. A detective and a Yakuza. We came to an understanding, and teamed up for the sake of our goals. We pressed forward, despite knowing that the road ahead would only lead to tragedy. My search for Jin Goda brought me from east to west. And in the process, Sayama's past began to unravel itself. Her investigation brought her closer to the truth, and brought to light her connection to an incident that occurred 20 years ago. And one that, as I found out, Kazuma-san and I were involved in. Meanwhile, in Kamurocho, an organization sought revenge for what transpired 20 years ago, and set their plans in motion. The Jingwon Mafia, a foreign crime syndicate, forced out of Kamurocho by the Dojima family. Their remnants had become desperate, and began to move, thirsty for blood. But for 20 long years, Kawara-san had been keeping an eye on them. And when he became aware of their plans, he passed on the details to me and Sayama. We headed to the Millennium Tower to confront the Jingwon Mafia. There, we discovered the ringleader, Kurahashi, an active police chief. And in pursuit of revenge, both Kurahashi and Kawara-san died by one another's hands.
First time, 父親らしいことができたのは懐かしいな。お前の手を握るのは。
お父さん。
ありがとう。
At last, Sayama learned the truth behind her past. As he lay dying, Kawara-san confessed that he was her biological father, before closing his eyes, finally at peace. Meanwhile, the Dragon of Kansai and threw down the gauntlet, declaring the site of what will be our final battle. So I put aside the tension between the Tojo clan and the Omi alliance to do what needed to be done. I headed to where Ryuji was waiting for me, so that we could finally settle things, man to man. But after our showdown, things took an unexpected turn. When he, of all people, walked in. Terada, a man I thought to have been dead. In that incident 20 years ago, Kazuma-san had shown mercy and spared the lives of some members of the Jingwon Mafia Terada was one of them. Consumed by his need for revenge, Terada would go to any lengths to see it realized, including faking his own death, all to set his plan in motion.
あなたたちを倒し、あの爆弾にスイッチを入れれば全てが終わるんだ。桐生さん、死んでもらいます。
The fight that ensued was tragic. I felt as though Terada had been prepared to die. As though he knew his fate the moment he appeared before me. He met his end after being shot, an act of betrayal, by Takashima, the real mastermind. And with his dying breath, he said,
桐生さん、最後に俺を信じて。
Not long after that, a bomb began to tick down. That was when Takashima panicked, and Ryuji seized the opportunity to end things himself. And so, the curtain fell on the war between East and West, Tokyo and Osaka, with heavy hearts. But there was still one more thing I had to do. One more thing I had to make right.
早いとこ蹴りつけようやないか。
やめてよ、ここから逃げましょう。
断る。俺にはまだやることがある。
December 24th, 2006. At long last, this trying, difficult journey of mine had finally come to an end.
Finished paying your respects?
Yeah, I'm all done here.
I see. Suppose you'll be on your way then.
Suppose so. We're leaving for Okinawa first thing tomorrow morning.
You know, never in a million years would I have guessed you'd give up the life to run an orphanage.
Back when I was a kid with nowhere to turn, Kazuma-san took me in, gave me a home. Started to think I ought to do the same. Try to help kids, if I could.
Now that sounds like you. So how'd you land on Okinawa?
There's an orphanage down there with ties to Sunflower, where I grew up. When the last manager died, they didn't have anyone lined up to look after the place. So they reached out to me. Asked if I had any ideas.
Lucky them. You knew just the man for the job.
Seemed like the right thing at the right time. Besides, there aren't too many regular jobs out there for someone with my resume.
You could do worse than Okinawa. I hear it's lovely.
It is. The orphanage is right on the beach. You should come visit, when you get the chance.
I'd love that. But I won't be able to for a while.
Oh, why not?
It so happens I'm leaving the country tomorrow.
You are? Where are you going?
The U.S. They're holding a training program there for a new department of the Metropolitan Police. The brass called up yours truly to be an instructor.
What do you be instructing?
I know you'd just try to stop me if I told you. So, let's leave it at that.
Fair enough. All that matters to me is you're happy. I'm glad to see you follow your heart and chase your dreams. That sounds like you.
I hoped you might take it this way. Besides, I didn't think you'd be too happy if I turned the offer down because I was too sad to say goodbye.
You never know.
There's still so much I want to accomplish, more milestones I want to reach. Going to America gives me a chance to challenge myself.
I understand.
Let's see where these roads take us, shall we? Who knows? Maybe in a few years, I'll be in a new place with new priorities, and you'll get a knock at your door.
I hope I do.
You know, I always thought they'd end up together.
Can't say I'm surprised. Of course Sayama-kun's gonna put her career first. No time for romance.
Yeah, guess so. Damn thing's tapped out.
Here.
Ah, thanks.
Why don't you keep it? A gift from me to you. No smoking in Division 1.
Div 1?
Yes, I'm transferring back, effective next month. A YAKUZA detail can smoke, but not homicide. Div 1 has a reputation to uphold.
Well, look at you moving up in the world.
I'm not so sure it's a cause for celebration.
Why not?
This recent feud between the Tojo and the Omi. Metro PD and prefectural police together couldn't do a damn thing to stop it. On top of that, Chief Kurahashi's involvement with the Jingwan Mafia made for quite a splashy scandal. It's safe to say the force's reputation has hit rock bottom.
Then why would you go back?
I'm taking a bribe. They promoted everyone who had any involvement in the feud, and that includes myself and Sayama-kun. I suppose they think fast-tracking us to whatever plum post we want will keep our mouths shut.
Oh, hell. A promotion's a promotion. One way or another, you're back in the big leagues.
I suppose, yes.
Don't look too happy.
I'm already worried.
About what?
About what happens to Kamurocho. The police are planning to back off both the Tojo and the Omi for the time being. Remove themselves from Yakuza matters. As well they ought to. It's only right after what the Yakuza did to spare our blushes.
Fair enough. So, what's got you biting your nails then?
I can't bring myself to trust the Yakuza just yet. Without Kiryu-san heading up the Tojo clan, I fear Kamurocho will slide right back into the muck.
Don't worry.
Huh?
Guy like him always has a plan. He's not gonna let things go to shit. And he wouldn't leave Kamurocho without taking care of business first.
We should probably get going.
So, off to Kamurocho, I assume?
Yeah. Didn't want to leave without stopping by Stardust and saying goodbye to Kazuki and Yuya. And then...
And then...
Well, there's one other person I need to talk to before I leave.
About the Tojo clan?
Yeah. If things keep on the way they're going, Daigo will end up 6th chairman. But the truth is, he's still young. I'm not so sure he can pull the clan together.
So you need someone to share the weight. Who do you have in mind?
There is someone who knows the Tojo clan inside and out, just like I do. He's our best bet.
Ah, him. It's a risky idea. Do you really think Daigo has what it takes to rein him in?
Nobody does. You just can't put a collar on some dogs.
Goro Majima. If you could make him see a way he'd be able to use the Tojo to his advantage, you just might get his help.
If we're lucky.
Be honest. Do you really think you can get him on board?
Don't have much choice. That's why I have to see him today. Whatever it takes, I'll find a way to get through to him.
Think you'll manage that without a broken rib or two?
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Stay safe.
I'll try. You do the same. Goodbye. For now.
Bye!
Is at any time. What's wrong?
I just want to have fun today. Me and you, Uncle Kaz. Can we?
Sure can. Kamurocho won't know what hit it. Sound good? All right, Haruka. We've got the whole day. Where are we off to first?
Well, we're right by Stardust. Why don't we go there? Like you said earlier, I want to see Yuya and Kazuki.
Sounds good. Come on.
Let's stay together, okay?
What?
Haruka.
Okay. Hi, Uncle Kaz.
Yeah.
Uncle Kaz, look over there. Isn't that Yuya?
Smile.
Lead the way.